Go ahead. Now, what game are we playing?
The nickname game.
This is too easy. Go ahead.
She calls him my love, which he hates. Mm-hmm. And he calls her baby girl.
Oh, that's Ronnie.
Yeah, exactly.
No. He's being literal. I don't know.
But I love that he hates that.
I think, hey, he doesn't know her name, and he thinks she's a baby girl.
But she says she calls him my love, and he hates that. I don't know. Why would he hate that?
Because he's ill, and his thought process is so paranoid and jumbled that it's almost criminal. Like, he went berserk yesterday because, right? I bet you he had a fight with her last night.
You should go to the wrap-up show, Howard.
Yeah.
Him and Lieberman really... I thought... I couldn't tell, but he's very upset with Lieberman. In his mind, Lieberman has crossed a line because he talks to his girlfriend.
He is the Taliban.
No, Ronnie should have been like one of like a mafia guy. That's how they think. They make these leaps.
He broke in fact, Ronnie's exact words were Lieberman broke the man code.
Ronnie doesn't know anything about the man code.
There is no man code. It's the Ronnie code.
Right. Where is that?
Gary, page 2.
Yeah. Ronnie's thought process is so jumbled that sometimes I have to sit him down and actually
Can you really
explain
call
the
it a thought process?
Oh, okay, fair enough. What page? I mean, what Ronnie? There's a bunch of Ronnie. Which one?
Let me see.
3, 4, or 5?
John?
Ronnie thinks Lieberman wants to bang Stephanie.
Well, you can play them all. Start with that one.
Should John have come to you and said, Ronnie, I want to let you know Stephanie and I talk, and these are some of the topics we discuss?
He shouldn't be, there's no reason for me to be in his mouth with my girlfriend. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, that's like, you've spoken to my girlfriend about me before, correct?
No, she spoke to me about you.
You've spoken together.
I didn't bring it up.
It's like arguing with a plant. There's no arguing with him. His thought process is so paranoid. You know, whenever we do the psychological test, Ronnie's almost like a mass murderer. What did they say about him?
Well, they always say he's paranoid.
Paranoid, and it's just weird. His whole thought. Like what did John do? Talk to his girlfriend?
Yeah, it seemed to me like to not be a big deal. Like they had a discussion.
Oh, I guarantee you Ronnie went home and started one of his freaky thought processes with that girlfriend.
Well, I think there was probably somebody got a talking to last night, is my guess, and it wasn't pleasant.
If she's lucky, Ronnie was so rude to her that she'll leave him.
I didn't bring it up.
I didn't bring it up either. We were chatting. It comes up.
Yeah. You made it pretty clear how you wanted to fuck her a long time ago anyway when you were drunk, so let's get that clear.
What?
Let's get that out on the table. I mean, you want to go there, we'll go there.
Go where? Where are we going?
That's an expression Ronnie heard. I forget who used to say, you want to go there, we'll go there. But all this is like what Ronnie hears guys saying.
Yeah, it's almost, now that I'm listening to it, it is like talking to the Godfather.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a big wrap-up show thing, by the way. You want to go down that road? You want to go down that road? And no one ever does.
Right.
No, it's clear. I mean, it was clear.
It is not clear.
Yeah, okay, it's very clear, but okay.
I can't be friendly with your girlfriend?
I didn't say that. There's nothing wrong
And
with
I've been nothing but nice to your girlfriend.
Okay.
Correct?
Yeah, sure.
No, correct.
Correct.
Tell the group.
Sure.
No,
Yeah,
you want to
correct.
go there? Tell the group.
I'm telling
I've
you.
helped her with some opportunities. I've
Right.
been very nice to
Yeah.
her. And it's not because I want to sleep with her.
Okay. All right.
What?
Whatever you say.
Clip 4 is the one to go with. This is where Ronnie really lets him have it.
This is where they go there?
Well, Ronnie calls him a bunch of names.
You're so infatuated with me and what's going on with my life, I guess, that you have to know what's going
I'm
on.
infatuated with you. I'm making
you have to
small
sit there-
talk with
small
your
talk.
girlfriend.
No,
I'm
small,
Don't make small talk with Ronnie or his girlfriend. Because Ronnie will misconstrue it. I know that about Ron. I love him, but I know how to handle him. It's
Obviously, Jon Leiberman doesn't.
No one really. You got to really spend time with Ronnie to know how to handle him.
talking about me behind my... No, that's not being a reporter when you're out at a social event or in a restaurant.
Small talking?
Or a restaurant for me. You're not a fucking reporter. But obviously, now I do know that you are a fucking reporter all the time, and I will not talk to you about certain things.
Did you cross a line here, John?
Absolutely not. My point about
'Cause
saying I'm a reporter
you're a
is
fucking pussy.
that we were...
You're a fucking pussy by doing that. Okay? You break man code by doing shit like that.
By talking
You're like
to
a
your
woman.
girlfriend
I
at
told-
an event?
Dude.
Oh my God!
Jeez,
How long did
and
that go
voice.
on? Oh, and that voice.
A bit of time.
Yeah. Why doesn't he calm down at that block party? I mean, he gets on the air. Don't put him on the air today and tomorrow. I mean, listen to that voice.
Well, we were saying everybody went to the block party.
Right.
And he's the one who came back sounding like that.
Oh, every weekend.
Shuli said that, and I give Ronnie credit for this because what is he, 60-something years old?
Right.
Shuli says he has endless energy.
Yeah.
And he says he just goes and never stops.
Retard strength.
And he just never stops.
Yeah, but his voice does.
So did he go home and yell at his girlfriend?
I don't know.
Ronnie, you out here?
Downstairs.
Might be doing something.
Yeah, avoiding you.
Avoiding me. Ron, real quick, did you beat your girlfriend when you got home? What? Wait a second. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I didn't beat my girlfriend.
No? Everything all right on that front?
Yeah. I found out Lieberman was like trying to get to my fucking head, supposedly.
So you had to talk with her.
No, I asked her what happened.
Right.
And she said she never really said any of that shit to him, that he was fucking just trying to get to me. But, you know.
And he did.
He wants to be a washwoman. It's okay with me.
How did you discipline her?
I didn't. Stop it.
I love he's the calm Ronnie.
Calm Ronnie.
No, I didn't.
Like you were all worked up. What did Lieberman do wrong? He spoke to her?
He spoke to her, and she said that Ronnie's tired.
Yeah, and that she needs a younger guy. You know.
Here's Lieberman.
Yeah. Lieberman.
Lieberman always said he was speculating about the younger guy.
What is that?
I'm done with him. I don't want to talk to him.
Oh my
He's an asshole. He really is an asshole.
John, what did you do?
I mean, what he did yesterday is the stupidest thing ever.
Did he break the man?
Trying to get to me like that, telling me lies like that.
What lies did I tell you?
She never said that, dude.
She said on the air yesterday that she said that when she called in.
No, she didn't. She didn't say that. She said I was tired.
Yes, she
And that she
absolutely
wanted
did.
a younger man. You fucking
The
idiot.
younger man thing I was
You're
joking
a
about.
fucking idiot. Go play with your own girlfriend. Don't worry about mine, okay?
Well, don't call me a liar. I'm not
You
a liar.
are a liar.
And
You are
and
a fucking liar.
Don't call me any more
And
names.
you're
I
a
don't
fucking liar.
appreciate
You're a
you
fucking
on the
liar.
wrap-up show
I don't give a
personally
shit.
attacking me.
That's right. Too bad, man. Don't attack me.
How did I attack you?
And
You're blaming me for your girlfriend.
I go out
Howard,
to
here's
dinner
the
with this
thing.
guy.
In all fairness,
wait a minute.
But
I go out to
she
dinner with this fucking asshole,
Yeah.
and he's telling me how he's putting information together. He's a reporter 24/7.
What?
That's what he tells me.
Ronnie,
Yeah.
Ronnie, you're not smart enough to understand what I actually
You're a
said.
fucking, I know
you
exactly
take what I
you
say
said,
and you
moron.
misconstrue it.
No, I know exactly what you said.
Okay, Howard, I'm not going to have this argument with Ronnie because
I'm
it
gathering
doesn't.
information. That's what you told me. That's my job.
He's making it like I filled out the form and said I wanted to sleep with Stephanie. He's angry. You're channeling your anger toward me.
You're pissed
Your
off.
girlfriend filled out. Your girlfriend filled out the form.
You fucking lying motherfucker. That's what I'm angry at.
I don't call you names, do I?
I'll call you whatever I feel like fucking calling.
Oh, you will?
Yeah, I will.
You
what
will
are you
not.
Gonna do about it? What are you going to do about it?
Oh, now you're threatening me?
No, I asked you what you're going to do about it.
You act like
You're
a 2-year-old.
fucking idiot.
Oh, I am?
Yeah.
How am I?
How is he an idiot?
Wait, you think I'm an idiot?
Yeah, I do.
What right do you have to call
I
me
can
an
say
idiot?
whatever the fuck I want. Just
Oh, you
like
can?
You can. Just like you can.
I have never once called you a name, Ronnie.
Well,
I have never once criticized
fucking talk
your
to me. Stay away from
intelligence.
me.
True,
Stay
it's
the fuck
true.
away
He's
from me.
been very, very cordial.
I will
with
talk to you in the course of my job.
You're
Yeah, okay.
calling
you
him
talk to me in the
names.
course of my job.
I
your
said,
job.
I said I will talk to you in the course of my job.
At a fucking restaurant. That's your fucking job.
That's not what we're talking
No,
about,
that's
Ronnie.
what we are
You said
talking
do not
about.
speak to you, and I said I have to speak to you in the course of my job to ask you
Good.
questions.
Fine.
And in fact, why don't you
Well,
go
then you
ask
do that.
anybody
You
out
do
there?
that.
You're belligerent to me on a daily basis out there when
You
I'm
are.
trying to
I've
ask
seen
you
you.
questions.
I've
Not
seen
to
that.
mention bumping me in the hallway. Do you remember doing that the
bumping
other
you?
day?
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Bumping- Oh, you can't take a little joking around. Now all of a sudden you're
Now
Mr.
I
fucking-
can't take
yeah,
joking?
Okay.
All right. Well,
Whatever.
you can't take joking either.
Yeah, I'm done with him.
You can't
Seriously.
take joking either.
Yeah, okay, I'm
You shouldn't
done.
be bumping people in
I'm
the hall.
done. I'm done.
And I love how he
done.
takes off the headphones. I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
done.
done. He takes something.
I'm done. I'm done.
John,
I'm not going down that road.
he's a tough guy. He's a tough guy.
Well,
stopping the clock.
he resorts to personal attacks. I'm an idiot. I'm a washwoman.
I'm not a fucking tough guy, okay?
You sound like a tough guy.
No, I don't fucking feel what he did yesterday was fucking idiotic.
I-
Can you
feel he did
explain?
anything.
What did I do?
You fucking lied.
How? What did I lie
What
about?
you said.
Well,
What?
you did say he was tired. That
Which
his
is
girl-
true. She told me that, and she said on the air that. When we were talking, she said, Ronnie's been traveling around. This was a few months ago.
Are
We
you
went
gonna
through
try-
this.
Are you going to fuck Stephanie?
No,
All right,
that's a
good.
ridiculous
I'm,
question.
I'm putting it all out there, man. You want to go there? I'll go there.
Okay, let's go there.
You want to go there?
Let's go down that road.
Ronnie,
There he goes again.
where you?
What road are you fucking going down?
You want to go down that road?
Huh?
Huh?
I have nothing personal against you.
Yeah, you do.
But all you do is
Obviously,
call me
you're a
names.
jealous motherfucker.
I'm jealous
think
of
he-
you?
No, not of me.
Do you think he is jealous? Honestly.
Well, why is he fucking on my case like that? For what?
How
What
am
was
I?
the purpose?
Well,
what was the purpose?
he was dragged into this when you're
Yeah, okay,
girlfriend-
fine. That's fine, okay?
Right.
She picked it. She wrote it. I don't give a shit about that part of it.
Okay.
He doesn't have to be an asshole and say, "Oh, well, of course she always tells me she wants a younger man." Fuck
He
you,
never
dude.
said that.
I'll run rings around
Well-
you any day of the week.
Okay, Ronnie.
Okay.
Can you fuck better than him, you think?
Yeah, any day.
All
I'll
right.
fuck his girlfriend. She'll be standing. Her fucking hair will be standing up.
Oh, that's
Talking
nice.
about the hair
That's
on,
right.
Are you talking
If
about,
you want to be an asshole, I can be an asshole too.
you talking about the hair on her arm?
Okay.
Want to have a fuck contest?
You want to be an
you two?
asshole? I'll be an asshole.
Ronnie, the difference is
there is no difference.
you step way over the line.
Yeah, I
and now
step
you're
way over the
talking
line.
about sleeping with my girlfriend. I never once said.
How about a fuck contest? Seriously.
Sure.
Okay.
Good. Big shot.
You fuck Stephanie.
Bring it out.
He'll fuck your girlfriend and see who fucks better.
Then we're going to be back in here with a whole new
Let the girls decide.
problem.
Let the girls
what's that
decide who
problem?
fucks better. Ronnie's confident in his fucking. One thing.
Yeah, but Ronnie's never going to touch Stephanie again after he's been with John. She's been with John.
Well, you can't take it out on Stephanie because you're going to fuck his girlfriend.
That's fine with me.
Good.
You're sure you can handle this?
I would not subject my girlfriend to that torture.
You guys going to wear condoms for this? I would suggest no condoms.
No condoms.
Absolutely
I'm riding
not.
bareback.
None.
Oh my God.
None.
I'm going in commando.
That's right.
Oh,
Well, John, Ronnie says he's up for it.
I'm not up for it, no.
You gonna do it?
No, this is the most ludicrous thing I've ever heard. Especially because yesterday he's calling me a washwoman. I mean, this is the thing. Ronnie can't argue rationally, so he resorts to just name calling. So yesterday he called me
Well,
idiot, washwoman, this
That
and
shows
that.
limited arguing abilities.
Limited intelligence, I would
Right.
say.
Okay. Right.
Well,
Stay
no,
away from
you
me,
don't
John.
have to call him
Don't
names.
fucking hang out with me. Don't talk to me. Stay away from me.
Okay,
If
I'm
that's the
saying
way you
okay.
feel, I'm an idiot to you. That's fine.
I did.
Fuck you and the whole fucking deal.
What deal?
What does that mean? What deal?
That's
What
cryptic.
deal?
What
He
deal?
walks away after saying,
You talk about the fuck contest is off?
He'll be back.
Is there anything you want to say, John, now that you are alone?
I think he just said it all. I think you see what we're dealing with. God bless you for dealing with him for the past 30
Well, he
years.
does make a point. You did kind of say that Stephanie said he was tired. He says Stephanie did
But
it.
that is true, and she said it when she called in yesterday.
Right.
The whole Howard.
it was all based on how much
When
he
you
was
look just
traveling.
quickly, when you look at it rationally, she started going to these block parties with him to
Right.
spend more time with him because she was never seeing him, and that was the whole
Which is
basis.
beautiful. He
Which
took
is
that
a
to-
good thing, and he
Right.
took it. Yeah. All she said to me was, "I love Ronnie, but I'm not seeing him enough." Boom, boom, boom. That's all I said.
and you
it-
said, hey, he should spend more time with her.
that's all I said.
Right.
And now he's
But he
talking about.
never, ever, ever said that she said she wanted a younger man. It was always implied.
She wants Ronnie.
Clearly, she wants Ronnie. What else? Why else would she be
Why
with
is he
him?
so upset?
That's my. He's upset because she wrote my name on that piece of paper, and at the moment that she put that pen to that paper, his life changed forever.
Oh,
Right.
dear.
Well, this game is a very scary game.
It's
What?
a tough one.
I guess she's attracted to you because you are a good listener. Maybe Ronnie needs to listen more.
Maybe I'll go give Ronnie some tips. I'm sure that'll go over well in the hallway. I'm going to go give Ronnie some listening tips.
Let me ask you something, John. You and Ronnie get into these things all the time, yet obviously you're friends outside of here and you go to dinner together.
It's very strange, Robin. Actually, our relationship has been deteriorating lately because in the hallway, I'll say good morning to him, just a cordial good morning,
Right.
and he'll grunt,
He
or
does that
he'll
with everyone. And he gets into a shtick.
Yeah, it's like the minute he comes into this compound, he's like another man. He might as well shed his suit jacket and have a Superman on his chest or
I
something.
think that's his personality.
Because outside of here, I really like him,
Yeah.
and he's nice, and we've had nice conversations. But in here, he is like a monster.
Well, the game, if anyone's keeping score, the game is who would my woman have sex with? The game is 1-for-1 in fucking up relationships, so it's a good game, right, Robin? It's a very good game.
Absolutely. Fireworks every
All
time
right.
the game is played.
John, good for you. Playing the game well.
Ronnie, can your relationship with Lieberman be restored? Where are you going? Ronnie, where are you going, man?
Uh-oh. Oh, there's Jason. What's the latest update?
Ronnie just grabbed his coat and left.
He left.
Well, I left the compound. And there's
What are
no
you
guest
talking about?
today, so he didn't go downstairs to help anyone up or
He's got to
anything.
do security.
I don't know where he went. I was like, where are you going? And he just...
Wow.
And we have
Why
a bit
does
in
he
about
get
10
hot
minutes.
under the collar?
Wow. Well, all right. He got hot under the collar.
Over nothing.
I'm not sure what they're fighting about.
In the spelling game, see if he could spell Lieberman.
All right, John. I hope Ronnie's all right.
He's fine, because nothing really happened.
Yes.
Am I good? John, the lines around here often get very, very blurry between reporter, friend, co-worker. Do you think Ronnie's confusing all these aspects?
I just think, and I mean this, he is a different guy when he's in this compound. And when we're out of the compound, I thought we were friends outside of here. I really did. I thought we were friends or friendly. But lately, he's been a monster to deal with in here, and now he's calling me a liar, and he resorts to these personal attacks. I've never once attacked him personally. And so, yeah, things get blurred around here. And this time, though, it seems like it's gone too far. It's like I don't have the energy to deal with this kind of bullshit. I really don't, Greg.
Why are you attacking Lieberman in this situation? What's really irking you?
What do you mean?
What aspect of it? Because it seems
Made
like
up lies, okay, to get to me, okay? That's why.
Can your relationship with John be
Nah, I'm
repaired?
done with it. You don't need friends like him. I really don't care if I talk to him, I don't talk to him. I really don't give a shit. You know, he's all about work. Obviously, he says, because when I confronted him about, do you work 24/7? We went, when you go out to dinner with me, obviously, the conversations that you have with people, are all news all the time, I guess, So.
The microphone is never turned off,
No.
in your opinion.
He's gathering information. That was his answer to me. That's not a friend. I'm sorry.
Robin, I hold in my hand an envelope, and this envelope contains, I don't know, about 10 envelopes. Ronnie went crazy. Jon Leiberman and Ronnie not talking to each other. Did Ronnie ever return to the compound, or is he still missing? Is he still MIA?
I ran in here. I didn't see him come back yet.
Wow.
He's back.
He's back? Where'd you go, Ron?
Went to get my phone.
What?
Went to get my phone out of the car.
Oh. I thought, John really got to you. All right, Ronnie and John went at it after this game yesterday. I don't know if we'll see the same fireworks.
No, I think most of the people will have more of a sense of humor than Ronnie.
All right, I'm holding in my hand the envelope. Let's see who it is. Jason. Anybody care about Jason Kaplan, or should I just rip this up?
I care.
Do you care who Jason's wife would fuck? I don't.
I sort of do.
All right.
I also care who she wouldn't fuck. Do you want Jason to come in?
Yeah. I meant to tell you yesterday, we probably should have the wives on the phone when we do this. Wouldn't that be better?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
All right, I'll get her on. I'll get her on right now.
Nah.
It's just we never know when we're going to do it, and everybody's wife is available at a different time.
Right. Come on in. Do we care who your wife's going to fuck? I so don't care who your wife would want to fuck.
Dude, I only played this game because Sal handed me the envelope.
Who do you think she wants to fuck?
Well, I think she likes, and it's somebody you don't really know that well, but Rob the cameraman.
Yeah.
Rob Martin, because I had a party a few months ago, and
yeah, that'll suck because nobody knows Rob the camera.
Yeah,
but I don't know if that's true.
Right.
That's my guess.
Who is she most likely not to fuck? And I hope it's not you.
Oh,
Who is it?
Probably.
Yeah.
No, I think it's Ronnie.
Ronnie?
She is so, she listens to the show, but she never bothers me about it or texts me or anything like that. And when
Right.
Ronnie was doing his washing his ass out in the sink thing,
Yeah.
I got she's like, never have him over the house. It's gross.
Yeah, a lot of women do think Ronnie's gross.
And Sal would be my backup on that. 'Cause
Okay.
even though she likes Sal a lot.
She would not want to fuck him.
No, I don't think so.
All right. Oh. Well, you were right about least wanting to fuck.
Ronnie.
Yeah, she's grossed out by it.
Yeah, most women are.
No, and I think she likes him as a person, but
Yeah. Probably not. Let's be honest.
Not after today.
Not after today. All right.
Ronnie sounds very secure.
Who would she want to?
Well, oddly enough, it is not Rob the camera guy.
All right, is this somebody people will know?
Somebody you know very well. I think you used to live with him.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Will.
Oh my goodness.
She dreams of fucking Will.
Yeah, I have to
the
say,
whole time.
Will's my bro. If she was gonna fuck somebody, I'd be proud for it to be Will.
Yeah. Well, wow. What do you think of that, man? You're in the game, bro. You're in the game.
I'll tap that ass. I'll give it to her.
Have a party.
Sounds like you're ready to tap any ass that walks around.
Pretty much. That's
You've
true.
got the married man syndrome, man.
We both
That's
do.
all right. Yeah, well, we're married.
At the block party this weekend, Will and I went up on stage, and they told us 10 minutes beforehand, go up on stage and say something. So I just went up and talked about every woman here that I want to have sex with. Like,
who do you want to have sex with?
Oh my God, Teddy's girlfriend, or Teddy's wife, Poppy, Will's wife, Doug Goodstein's wife. John Belaris was there with like some Playboy model.
You want to fuck her?
Oh, I want to fuck her.
Fuck John Belaris.
I want to fuck Rob Martin's girlfriend.
Wow.
There's the list is just
You got the
endless.
same disease, don't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's bad, but what are you going to do?
What are you going to do? Better not do anything.
Exactly.
Good point.
Right. All right. Your wife, her phone went to voicemail just as well. Nobody cares about you and your wife.
I do.
Thank you.
Actually.
All right. Good. You did care. You liked it.
Well, take care of it in your personal time.
All right. That was a bust. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. That concludes today's version of Who Would My Wife Want to Have Sex With?
Thank you for playing Who Would My Woman Bang on the Howard Stern Show.
There you go.
Will, Jason.
Yeah.
Roommates.
We share everything.
Will's obviously known as the hot guy around here, but this runs a little
You
deeper.
are, Carmel.
Well, thanks. I mean, I wasn't going to say it myself, but anyway, let's get to it. Do you think this runs a little deeper because obviously Janice was over at your apartment together? Do you think she caught Will coming out? Are you starting to retrace your steps? Like Will coming out of the shower? He has nice legs. Things like that. Do you think she was noticing things all the while?
I didn't leave hair on the toilet seat like Jason. That type of stuff.
Jason,
who are you talking to, him?
Yeah. Both of you guys. Are you notice anything? Like, and now are you retracing your steps? Like, was she checking Will out all the while?
It's so funny because, obviously, Will's a very attractive guy, and girls like him all the time, but when I was going through the list in my head of who it would be, Will never popped in there, so it did come as a surprise. And, when we lived together, when Will and I lived together, I could, occasionally hear him having sex. And now I'm wondering, like, does she hear that? Is there something going on? She I never made those noises. I don't know. But in all honesty, I'm happy it's Will because it would gross me out if it was somebody else. I think the smartest thing in the world will be other guys here to have their wives sleep with me because nothing will have you go running back to your husband quicker.
Good point.
It's a
Spend 30 seconds in the sack with me.
In a way, you're a safeguard against cheating.
I think if I'm everybody here, I'm praying my name is on that list.
They get a little taste and they want no more. Gentlemen,
thank you.
You're very mature about this. Thank you.
Very mature.
Morning, Tommy.
Hey, how are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Good. Good morning.
Welcome.
Which way are we headed?
Just follow me, please.
Okay. Nice. Very cool.
So the new book, Hitmaker.
Oh, yeah.
We'll talk about that and I'm sure a bunch of other things with Howard
Great.
today.
Which way are we headed?
You're going right in there.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Tom.
Right in here.
Okay, the book. He was head of Sony for 15 years. You see the people that he's worked with. He's credited with discovering Shakira. Oh, he also said the Beyonce thing was not much to do about nothing.
What, the lip syncing?
Yeah.
How could it be?
I agree.
I disagree.
I disagree. I'm with you.
I think it's a big deal.
Sing. That's what you do.
Like, you were hired to sing.
I get it, but I didn't pay to see her. I guess that's the difference.
I can't believe
but that's the point. When you pay to see her, it's a whole fucking deal, too. Tommy Mottola, a lot of people don't know who Tommy is. Tommy used to run Sony Records. He started out... Oh, there's Tommy. Look at you. Here's a song I wrote about you.
You're going to sing for Tommy?
I'm going to sing for Tommy. It's called Hero. I wrote it. There it is. You know, I wrote this song. What mic are you on? One? Let me see.
Wow.
Tommy, why write a book even? Like, you got tons of dough, right? You made a ton of money being, you started out as like a manager of the Hall & Oates and all these guys. A big manager. Oh, there's your coffee.
Thank you.
And, you know, why bother writing a book? You don't need the dough. You're married to Talia. You've made, I think you're worth over $200 million.
What, have you been counting?
Oh, I do.
Trying to catch up to you, Howard.
Tommy makes so much money that he actually picks up the check if we go to dinner.
Wow.
Seriously.
That's a rich man.
Howard's cheap, you know that.
Right.
He has alligator arms. You know what those are?
What are those?
Little short arms. They don't go into your pocket.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, they don't reach the table.
Are you implying something here, Tom?
No. Are you kidding? No, in fact, if you go to dinner with Tommy Mottola and it's a great meal, he buys the restaurant. I'm saying you're a millionaire, many times multi-millionaire. And why write a book?
Well, a couple of it's funny. I really never wanted to write a book. A mutual friend of ours, Dan Cloris, kept pushing me, and finally I said yes. So I took 2 shots at it, and I didn't like it, and I actually threw them away.
Why? Because all of the good stuff that you're going to write, I mean, you know a lot of secrets about people in the recording industry. Were you like, hey, I don't want to betray them?
These people are still alive?
You know, what I thought would be interesting is that since everything, because of the internet, becomes vaporized very quickly these days, right? Yeah. I thought that if there could be a story that would talk about popular music, as a golden age between Elvis and the iPod, and then maybe I could tell a story in the middle of it about some of the things that I did and keep it interesting. That might be fun as opposed to a boring biography.
Now, I started reading in the newspaper maybe a year or 2 ago that Simon Cowell, this would have made you a household name. Simon Cowell was thinking of making you a judge on the X Factor. In fact, the rumor was so strong that I just figured it was days away from being signed.
Right.
Is that something that would interest you, being a judge on a reality show?
I've always seen myself as someone more behind the scenes as opposed to in front of the camera.
Right.
I was never really comfortable with that.
But wouldn't that be the ultimate for you? Wouldn't that be appealing to you to be the famous guy now?
Only if I could be on America's Got Talent with you.
Well, yeah, of course.
I mean, we definitely need a replacement for someone there.
Someone there, yes.
Right.
But you know what? I actually think you would be a great judge because your whole job was judging talent.
Absolutely.
When you so what happened to that rumor? I mean, was there an approach made?
Simon and I are very close friends, and we spoke about it for months. And he wanted me to go to London first and then come back and help him out with the show in London. And I just thought that, based on what's going on in my life, that really wouldn't work out. And again, feeling uncomfortable that you have to sort of be a little bit animated sometimes. I wasn't so sure about it, so I decided not to do it.
In other words, you would be uncomfortable saying to someone, hey, you're not a good singer.
I wouldn't be uncomfortable with that. I just would not want to be not myself and have to be animated beyond, what my normal personality is.
Yeah, in a sense that you're a pretty laid-back guy, you would have to sort of push some sort of agenda and a personality that maybe isn't in you.
You're on TV. You don't want to see like a lump of, garbage sitting there.
Right, and you could be a lump of garbage on TV and not pull it off.
That might be cool, though.
What, to see a lump of garbage on TV? Haven't we seen enough lumps of garbage on TV? Tommy doesn't want to be that way.
So when did you write that song, by the way?
What, Hero?
Yes.
Well,
did you write that about me this morning?
Do you think that when you wrote this book, Mariah Carey is sitting there nervous that you're going to say something about her that's, you know how she is sexually, you could write a lot of stuff about her as she could about you.
Well, all I said was nothing but complimentary things about her talent and about the realities of the situation, and took full responsibility, in fact, for a lot of things that, have been written in the past.
Yeah, but didn't you take the hits? Like Mariah will go around saying, hey, Nick Cannon's the first love of my life. Did you read that quote somewhere?
Yeah, well, I'm happy for her. That's great. Nick's a great guy. I love Nick.
But that's saying to you, I think, hey, Tommy, I married you, but I never loved you. Do you think that's accurate?
Look, the pressures that were put on Mariah at the time that she was 19 and 20 years old were extraordinary.
Right.
If you can imagine a person that age being thrown into a whirlwind of business people surrounding her, sort of telling her what to do, trying to guide her and direct her, and then all of a sudden, upon the launch of that first album, becoming the biggest superstar in the world, and then having that continue year after
Tremendous
year. Tremendous pressure.
And you know what's
and
weird?
Of course, feeling, the feeling of being controlled and all the things that she's always talked about. When you have that many people coming at you, including your husband, right?
Right.
You can certainly feel like those things are overwhelming. So I totally understand it.
She accuses you of being controlling. Like, you literally would tell her what to wear. You would tell her what songs to sing. And in a sense, though, couldn't you make the argument that that's what made her successful? Having the president of the record company, a guy who had molded all these careers, taking that much interest in you. Yeah, you're a control freak, but is that so bad?
Yeah, I think anything can be taken out of context. I didn't write the songs, first of all. She did.
Right.
I helped make the records, okay? Those records all became #1. But, at making suggestions about what to wear after having the experience of all the things that you go through.
Right.
And dealing with all of the artists that you deal with on that way.
Right.
And if you have an upbringing where there are no boundaries to begin with, and then people in your life, not only myself, but everybody surrounding you. Don't forget, this was a giant corporation. I had 14,000 people working there.
Right.
There were at least 50 people constantly dealing with all the stars. So all of this was coming at once.
Yeah, but if you're the president of the record company, and I'm another artist, I'm not Mariah Carey, but I'm with Sony, I might have been like, you know what? Tommy's consumed with Mariah. I'm not getting his attention at all. I bet you there was a lot of jealousy back then. Like Cyndi Lauper, she's very critical of you because you didn't pay enough attention to her. I mean, you must have been getting that from all sides, being married to Mariah Carey. It's probably a recipe for disaster for you and for her.
Well, let me go through the list just for a second, okay? I mean, if you want to deal with it just from the female diva point of view.
Right.
So there was Mariah.
Right.
There was Celine Dion, who sold even more records than Mariah.
Right.
Gloria Stefan.
Right.
Barbara Streisand.
Whoa.
Beyonce.
All at the same label.
Jennifer Lopez and Shakira.
Wow.
Do you think any of them...
Do you have any hair left?
Do you think any of them complained about what happened to their lives and their success?
No, I'm sure that they were happy.
So, there you go.
Right.
Again, at the end of the day, it's about results.
So you say to the other people on the label, hey, if your careers weren't going that well, maybe it's not my problem. Maybe it was somebody else's.
Listen, at the end of the day, the artists tend to always point the finger at the record company.
Right.
And there's nothing you can do about that.
Does that drive you crazy?
No, because it's part of the game.
Yeah, but doesn't it drive you crazy when you busted your... I know if I was going to have a guy, if I was going to put out a record, I'd want you on my team because you are ruthless.
Yeah.
When you're into an artist...
You have to be. Yeah.
I mean, I know in your book you point out that, one time they wouldn't let Ricky Martin on some show.
The Grammys.
Yeah. You pulled...
They didn't know really who Ricky Martin was and what he was about.
So you said to them, hey, fuck you. You don't want Ricky Martin? I'm pulling all my artists off your Grammys.
Well, that was a year that we had booked another 3 or 4 major stars on the show. And we thought that year for sure, I think we had Lauryn Hill, who walked away with, I think, 6 Grammys that night, and lots of other stars. And we absolutely flexed our muscles and said, listen, we have to have this artist on. We are telling you that this is going to be groundbreaking. And we had a huge fight about it. In fact, I had to go directly to Les Moonves about it.
Wow. And you forced Ricky Martin onto that agenda.
We exercised a and pressure.
Right. Well, yes. I mean, but that's the kind of guy you want on your team, right?
I mean, listen, it's competitive. That's what you do, and that's what my job is and was,
Isn't it
at the end of
amazing?
the day, I'm really a conduit to being able to get all of that out to people as best and as much as I possibly can.
See, that's why I think you would be the ultimate judge on X Factor.
Okay, so
I mean, if that's your, I mean, who has made more hit makers than you?
Right.
So how do you find a Mariah Carey? She's 18 years old. What were you at some party and someone handed you a tape?
Yeah, as the story goes, I was at a party. It was a launch party, actually for a new artist who I don't know if anybody would remember. Her name is Patsy Kensit.
I know the name.
She was an actress, wasn't she?
She was an actress from Australia, exactly.
She wanted to have a recording career?
She wanted a recording career. And so she had a group, and so we went there for a party for her launch.
Right.
And another friend of mine, a singer named Brenda K. Starr, had walked in with this young girl, and she introduced me. She said, "This is my friend Mariah," and then she handed me a tape, and that's the way it went.
And Mariah was standing there.
Mariah was standing there. Looked at me. I looked at her. Said hello, and I.
Any instant attraction? Were you attracted to her immediately?
We just glanced at each other, that kind of thing. I left the party shortly after that. Got in the car. And I said, let me put the tape on. We get dozens of demo tapes, right?
Isn't that unusual that you even put the tape on? Would that be typical of you? Probably most times you don't. You have an A&R guy.
It's unusual.
Yeah.
It's usually.
But does it make a difference that Brenda K. Starr gave you the tape?
Well, she was in my face about listening to it, so I put it in. I figured, okay, let me listen. And I heard this singing, and I said, this cannot be this little, white chick that I just heard.
Is she a white chick
that I just met?
It seems to be
her mother's Irish, and her father was, I think, black and Venezuelan.
Oh, okay. So she is somewhat black.
Well, absolutely. Her father was. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm trying to figure out what everyone.
What is she, a quadroon or something?
She would be an octoroon, Robin. That's an octoroon, right, Tommy? You admit to being married to an octoroon, don't you?
I'm going to let you guys carry that.
All right, Tommy. So you put the tape in. And you hear this voice.
I put the tape in, and I hear a voice that's one of the most extraordinary things I had ever heard.
Wow.
So I said to the driver, turn around.
Was she singing her own songs on that tape?
Singing her own songs on the demo.
Were the songs good?
Songs were great.
They were great?
One of them was great, yeah. One of them was really great. So, but the voice was outstanding.
Right.
Turn around, go back to the party. She wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
So then I go crazy the next day or two trying to find her.
You're yelling at people in your office, find that girl, like Cinderella.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
Right.
And finally, we found her, and then she came up to the office with her mother, and point blank, we said, listen, we don't want you to leave the building. Go get a lawyer, and we'd like to sign you right away.
Wow.
Yeah,
what a story.
It was that simple.
And there was another record company interested in her. They had offered her $20,000 to sign, right?
Supposedly, yes.
And you offered her $50,000 to sign.
Well, it was more than that.
So you got Mariah Carey for a song and a dance, right? I mean, Sony, how are you not still the president of Sony Records? I mean, you bring in Mariah Carey, you brought in Beyoncé, you brought in all these artists.
Right.
Why are they not blowing you right now? Seriously, what is that?
Well, the good thing is a dear friend of mine named Doug Morris is running the company now, and they couldn't have a better executive sitting in that chair.
Oh, come on.
He's a great guy.
Is he fucking up?
No.
Is he doing as well as you did?
He's doing fantastic.
Well, how many artists did he find compared to you? You don't sit there and do the math?
Doug is a veteran.
Does he have a Mariah Carey? No, he doesn't.
He's got Adele.
Aren't you well, that's pretty
Not
good.
bad, right?
Not bad.
Okay.
Why did they, why are you no longer there?
Things change and evolve. The management that was there prior, that is not there any longer, and I didn't see things exactly the same way. I thought, as the business
How did you see things?
The business was evolving. Downloads were becoming more and more prevalent.
Right.
And I saw that what we were doing was eroding. And I thought that the only way to take the company was to make it into a total entertainment company, which means here we are finding, branding, and developing these big, big stars, and the only thing we get out of it is their recordings. Why don't we go in business with them?
Manage them.
Well, not even manage them, but, become part of their brand, own a piece of their brand, do their touring, book them, and in fact help become part of the whole 360-degree.
In other words, it's not easy to make money just with selling CDs anymore.
It's
almost impossible.
The decline had begun.
Can you believe what happened to the music industry? Is it shocking to you?
It's shocking, yeah.
It is.
It's shocking because in the beginning when Napster came about, everyone just thought it was this mosquito that was going to bite you and nothing was going to happen. But of course it was an elephant and it stomped on the whole industry.
You fought Napster at the time. Are you sorry you did?
We all fought Napster.
Right.
Everybody in the industry, all of us got together and thought okay, let's just get rid of this because, we don't need this in our lives. And foolishly, we should have embraced it.
Why? Because it probably would have been a good vehicle to sell records.
Well,
really.
it would have been owned and controlled by the industry at that point, and it would have been the vehicle that the industry distributed music by. And then similarly, the people running Sony at the time, we had a possible alliance with Steve Jobs, and we probably could have had some sort of a partnership with iTunes.
Right.
We would have been there with him, but because Sony Japan wanted the technology to be proprietary because they considered themselves an electronics and manufacturing company,
right?
They wouldn't let us go in business with Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
So there you go.
It's a hard thing to predict, though, you know.
What are you going to do?
Yeah. Oh, it would have been a whole different story if they'd gone into business with Steve Jobs and really embraced that guy.
Yeah.
So getting back to the Mariah Carey stuff, because that's probably the most interesting. I mean, you've done a million things, and that is really something. And by the way, speaking of Beyonce, I'll get back to Mariah in a minute. What do you make of Beyonce getting up there and lip syncing the national anthem?
I've been in D.C. for dozens of events, and all I can tell you is that technically, when you go down there, it's certainly not up to the levels and standards that we're all used to.
Right.
So whatever she did because of what was happening technically, whether her voice was lower in the track and she sang on top of it, or she in fact lip synced, it's no big deal.
It's not?
No, it's not a big deal.
But Kelly Clarkson didn't lip sync, and James Taylor didn't lip sync.
There must have been a technical reason for it, and I'm sure that there was good reason for it, if in fact she did. See, I think she sang, and there was part of the track underneath it.
I think she sang with the track.
I think she sang with the track. And here's the bottom line. Beyonce is one of the greatest singers in the world.
Is she one of the greatest singers in the world?
One of the greatest stylists and singers in the world.
But doesn't this throw people into a question mark?
I think people are off on a tangent, and they should just get off Beyonce's back.
Really?
Beyonce's a monster talent.
But I'm not saying she's not a talent, but it
By the way, the
bothers me.
Super Bowl,
yeah,
hardly anybody sings live except maybe the rock bands.
Yeah, that we know.
Yeah,
I think this was like a con job kind of thing, and people felt like it was a little bit of a...
Yeah, I think people feel conned, but they shouldn't. Beyonce has sung beautifully at other inaugurations and other events.
Right.
You know, I mean, it doesn't get any better than Beyonce. I mean, I stick up for her and wave the flag. I'm sorry.
So go back to your life again. So, okay. So you were a married guy. This is all in the book. In fact, you even became Jewish. You're an Italian guy. You became Jewish for your first wife, right?
Right.
And you got kids and the whole thing.
Right.
But when you meet Mariah Carey, romance begins to blossom.
Right.
But who even knows if it's
How
romance?
does that happen? I mean,
how does it not
what's-
happen?
No, but when does it start? While you're in the studio working with her?
I would have fucked her while she recorded Heroes. But that's me. Take off your top. So Tommy, it's almost impossible to be that powerful in show business, to be the head of Sony Records, to be in charge of all these artists. You're making tons of dough. You're on a major role. You meet this girl who's an extraordinary talent. It's intoxicating, isn't it?
Things can become intoxicating sometimes.
Did you try to fight it, the urge to
That's what I
pound
want
her?
to know.
I certainly, you know, at the time I was separated, and I certainly felt that, you know.
You mean you separated first, or did you?
No,
you
it
were
was
feeling it.
all in the process of what was happening in my life at that time.
Okay.
Right.
And so, you know, working that closely night and day on the project, this relationship, you know, began to happen, and then, of course, one thing led to another, and we had a relationship going on. So that was something that was almost inevitable.
How long did you wait before you guys porked each other when you met her? I mean,
Was the album finished?
Yeah, yeah. How, you know, Tommy, really? I mean,
No, I waited till the 100 million mark.
You did. Yeah, smart man. You won't bang an artist that's making less than 100 million, right?
No, 100 million sales.
Sales,
That's
right.
$1 billion.
That's right, $1 billion. Was it real love for you? Were you in love now that you look back on it and you look back on your life?
I think we had a great relationship. I think that at the time there was just so much happening so fast. I'm not sure that either of us knew really what was real and what wasn't real. And I think that looking back on it, I take full responsibility for the fact that I should have remained the chairman of the company and made the music and helped all that I could have, and it probably would have been better off for both of us had we not had a relationship.
Right.
What was the age gap?
20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't approve that. I have a 19-year age gap. That's appropriate.
19 is it, right?
Yeah.
19's
20 seems a little
cutoff, exactly.
Yeah, that seems like a sort of a weird thing to get into, you know.
Yeah.
But
I think it's more even, you know, age doesn't mean anything. It's more of what happens, you know, in your upbringing and where the similarities are. I mean, I have.
But doesn't that lead to you being a much more sophisticated person?
Yeah. But I have an age gap with my wife Talia, and you know, because of her family upbringing and because she was rooted in the same things that I was when I was raised in the Bronx, you know,
right.
We have so many similarities that it was just like God dropping an angel out of the sky.
Tommy, you say in your new book that, like, when you were planning your marriage to, your big wedding to Mariah, she was studying the Lady Di and Prince Charles getting married, and she wanted equally as glamorous a wedding, right?
Well, she wanted to outdo that, of
She
course.
did. And
Yeah.
did you outdo it?
We tried.
Yeah, I mean, every aspect of your life was big. I mean, and you had big celebrities there. I mean, who was there? De Niro and Streisand, and I mean, everyone was there, right?
Lots of artists from the label were there.
Was that embarrassing to you in a way? Was that too over the top?
It was overwhelming, because you feel sort of like, I don't like the artists to have to do anything that, they feel compelled that they have to do.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
For like an image.
Yeah, and because I was running the company, I think they felt compelled that they had to be. So I always felt awkward about that.
And working for the Japanese, I imagine they like a humble guy. They don't want a guy who shows off too much.
They like a guy who hides under a rock and who goes in every day,
right,
like an ant in an ant colony,
and gets it done.
And that's it. And that's all their culture is about.
Did they ever come to you at any point when you were in the midst of Mariah Carey and this big royal wedding and the whole thing? They would say, "Hey, Tommy, we love you. You're making a lot of money for this company, but can you calm the fuck down?" Did they ever give you the lecture?
Well, the man running the company at the time, his name was Norio Oga. He was the successor of Akio Morita, who was the founder. He was also one of the co-founders. He was a musician,
right,
and an opera singer, and he got commandeered by Morita to come into the company because he also was an engineer. Okay, so long story short, music was at in the root of his soul and his heart. So he appreciated everything that I did.
Right.
And he understood sort of, I guess, the emotions that go along with that. And we were wildly successful at the time as a company. So everybody sort of embraced it. And were they happy about it? I'm sure they were not. They were probably very uncomfortable about it.
And they let it be known?
They did not let it be known.
Do you have to learn how to bow when you work for the Japanese? Do you bow when you meet your masters? I mean, seriously, do you have to like bow down and everything?
You do a little bit of the formalities, yes. Yeah. I mean, I had to go to Japan quite often. I was there like every few months at one point.
And do they teach you how to bow and stuff? I mean, seriously, you got to learn Japanese culture,
They teach
right?
you how to, do all of those things.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you were tremendously successful for these
What's
guys.
the protocol? I mean, do you bow lower to some people? Do people bow lower? I mean, I really, how do you get that down?
Depends on how big and important they are.
You work with Hall & Oates, Bob Dylan, Michael Jackson. You say Michael Jackson is the greatest artist you ever worked with in terms of talent, raw talent, right?
Michael Jackson certainly, he had it all. I mean, dancing, singing, writing.
But how odd a guy. I mean, like, you had personal interactions with this guy. You had to.
I worked with him for 15 years. Sure.
I mean, how bizarre. I had one meeting with him. I thought he was out of his fucking skull. I mean, honestly, I never saw anything like it.
Well, Michael was a true artist. He was
odd.
He had oddities, of course.
Is that what a true artist is? Are true artists odd, Tommy?
Here's the thing: you have to think. Many of them. Yeah. But if you think about his upbringing and what he went through from the early age of 4 or 5, and going through the whole Jackson 5 scenario and dealing with that family and the father and the jealousy and the things that they put him through.
Yeah, but when you're working with him, do you ever have to sit him down and say, listen, we're in the business together.
Yeah.
You can't look so fucking white. Stop dyeing your skin. Stop getting the nose jobs. Do you ever have to sit down and lecture an artist?
Well, it wasn't for me to be judgmental about that. I could comment on the music.
Right.
That was my job, but certainly,
Do you ever feel intimidated commenting on music to Michael Jackson?
Not really.
No. You say, fuck it, that's my role.
I mean, at the end of the day, the axe is going to fall on my head if it's not successful. And obviously,
did you ever walk in a room with him and say, Michael, this song is shit?
No. But what you would try to do is say, listen, you think this arrangement could be like this, or you think it could be changed like that, or what do you think about this song being the first single and not this one?
And what if he says, no, fuck you, Tommy?
Then we had to, his wish was our command. At the end of the day,
you have to bow to him.
At the end of the day, you're there to serve the artist.
Right. Did you ever hear his real speaking voice?
Tommy, I'm going to do something right now. I really talk like this.
Right.
All right? You want me to change my song? Fuck you.
Yeah. I heard it many times, especially 3 a.m. sometimes when my phone would ring when I'd be sleeping.
Unbelievable.
And it would be, Mottola?
Yeah.
It's Michael. Of course, you think it's somebody pranking you at first. And you go like, what?
So here you have ultimate respect for this guy. You guys make a lot of money together. And then you have this horrible falling out. Like, he went public. Tommy Mottola is a piece of shit. Fuck him.
The devil, right.
You ruined his... What album was it that he...
Invincible.
Invincible. Like,
Right.
how much money did you pump into Invincible?
Well, the recording costs were tens of millions of dollars.
Which
and
is
then
insane, right?
And then the marketing dollars were tens of millions on top of that.
Invincible...
The normal cost, expensive cost of recording an album would be $1 million.
Yeah, I was going to say, what do you spend
but that
tens of
would- that
millions of
was-
dollars on?
What do you do when you start seeing millions of dollars?
You know,
going into
Michael thought that everything bigger was better.
Right.
And, you know, he was allowed to do that. At
But
the end
how
of
did
the
he
day,
spend $10 million?
Yeah,
I mean,
what
what
did
was
he
it?
there would be 6 recording studios going at a time.
Wow.
In different parts of the country or different parts of the world, right?
Mhm.
Multiple producers, multiple songwriters. There was one situation where I went to see him in Miami, and the whole studio was booked. And, you know, I walked in the studio, and no one was there. I walked through the rooms,
right,
and the lights were on, but nobody was there. And then somebody told me he's out in the parking lot in a remote recording truck.
Oh.
So he preferred to sit in the truck and listen back as opposed to being in the studio. But, you know,
What the hell? And ultimately...
at the end of the day, you know,
ultimately, though, isn't he killing himself? Because that $10 million is going to be charged against his profits.
it's all his money.
Right.
All of that was his money and his royalties, but he chose to spend it. So, you know, when it's Michael Jackson and the guy has that much success and that much talent, if he chooses as an adult man to spend and invest his money that way, you do everything you can to tell him that it's being extravagant and possibly wasteful. And if he doesn't want to hear it, then you go along with it and you do the best you can.
Right. And when all this child stuff went down, where it was, you know, whether he's a pedophile or not, at some point, are you just pulling the hair out of your head? You're like, my God, this guy is a commodity. This is a guy, he's an artist, but Jesus Christ, at the end of the day, he's a money machine. And it looked like it was all going down the tubes. You were, and you have him signed to a contract.
Right.
And what do you do?
Well, look, we had to deal with all the fallout around that, and what our job was to support Michael, and that's what we did. I mean,
What do you do when those kind of allegations are swirling around an artist? What do you do? How do you spring into action?
We had our publicity machines out there supporting Michael and not being judgmental about anything.
Did you ever feel, well, maybe this guy is a pedophile and I've got to maybe distance myself from him?
No, I never distanced myself from Michael, ever.
You always believed in his innocence?
I always believed in him as a person and as a talent.
Did anybody?
And I was never, truthfully, I was never judgmental about it because, you know, my feeling is unless you actually see something and see somebody, I don't care about hearsay. People have hearsay about everybody, about you, about me.
Would you
about
send your kids to his house?
Hell no. Hell no.
Hey, Robin. Good question.
Let me tell you, Tommy's protective of his kids. I'll tell you a story real quick. I was at a party somewhere years ago. Tommy's daughter, one of his daughters, very, very beautiful girl, gorgeous girl, very, very attractive. A friend of mine started hitting on her. And I'm watching this whole thing go down. And I know Tommy's the father.
When was this?
I never told you this, did I?
No.
And I don't know. I look like maybe things could get romantic. I pulled my friend aside. I said, I'm gonna do you the biggest favor of your life. Tommy Mottola will kill you. Get away from her immediately. I don't approve of you being with her. So Tommy sure as hell is not going to approve of you. You know you're a lowlife.
Who was the guy?
I'm not going to say.
Okay.
I'm not going to say.
Calling him a lowlife.
No, I told him Tommy would never approve of you. I was honest with him.
That's funny.
And Tommy will beat you up.
That's funny.
And so just forget her. He goes, oh, she's really attractive. We're having a moment. Maybe I think she might be into me. I go, she's not into you.
Where was this?
Oh, my God. It was so many years ago. I'll call the guy and I'll find out. But I would never give you the name because you probably just haven't beaten up anybody. You know, you have a tough guy image. People think you're in the mafia. People think you have the ability to have people wiped out and killed. Where did all that come from? And maybe that's a good thing.
You know,
that you have that image.
I think, you know, if you have a name that ends in a vowel, and if you're born in the Bronx and you come up, you know, the hard way, the way I did and so many people do, people want to
I want that image.
They stick that image. Well, you're like, they think you're like the chairman of Hadassah or something. You know,
Hey, by the way,
you know, they're going to stick that on you. You know,
I'm sure becoming Jewish must have ruined that image for a
Baruch
while.
atah Adonai.
Right. You really became Jewish. Did you keep a kosher house? Were you like? Why did you have to become Jewish when you married your first wife?
It was the prerequisite to getting married.
Oh, her father, her family said it. But you were not a practicing Jew, were you?
No, but I converted,
Have you converted back now that you're married to Talia?
I converted back to, yes.
Tommy Mottola is now married to a very successful recording artist in the Spanish market, Talia. Right. And she's very hot for me, but I can't act on it. Yeah. She loves me.
Secretly.
That's right. Are you happy now?
But we love Beth, so.
Yes. Are you happy now as a married man?
I couldn't be happier, and really, I feel blessed. Finally, it took. I feel like it's been a long journey.
Yeah.
As you well know, to really find the right match.
And now you're happy.
We have to learn a lot, and it's great.
She is hot.
Couldn't be better.
She's hot. Look at her. Look at that picture.
Oh,
very nice.
That's a great picture.
Yeah, and she's an earner,
Actually,
too.
she was pregnant there, too.
No kidding. She makes big money, too, right?
She makes very...
Mexicans love her like crazy.
Yeah.
So when you go down to Mexico, you're like a god, right? You walk around with her, and the Mexicans are going wild. Right?
Yeah. We're...
Talia. They throw money at her, I believe.
Mexico makes me a little anxious and nervous because of all the... violence down there. But
do you have to go down there with your wife sometimes?
When she has to visit, sometimes we go. If it's for promotional or.
Do you take special precautions?
I think it's wise to always do that because it's just there's too much going on.
What kind of heat do you pack when you get down to Mexico?
I don't pack any.
You don't pack any heat. So
we hire a great security company.
Right. I mean, it must be like an army. You march through there.
Talia is very popular.
Are you nervous because Talia is so popular in Mexico that someone will just say, "Hey, let's kidnap her and get the money"?
Well, unfortunately. 2 of her sisters were kidnapped.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah, about 5 or 10 years ago. 10 years ago, I think.
You're kidding. You mean because they were attempting to get money out of Talia?
I'm not sure what the reasons were, but certainly it's been a big, big fear in our family ever since that happened, and what the trauma that they put them through was just awful. And
what was the trauma? In other words, when not only is being kidnapped, were they violent toward them when they kidnapped them?
Yes,
they were.
Yeah.
Wow,
it was terrible. Yeah.
And you got them back rapidly, right?
One of them was released after 2 weeks, and the other one was about 6 weeks.
That's interminable.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was one of the most frightening, horrible experiences that I've ever witnessed.
Oh my God! I would never go to Mexico.
Yeah. It's just a shame because here's this beautiful country.
Yes.
With great people, great food. Great
culture.
Great culture, and this government who will not clean up this mess.
They don't know how.
Sad. No, they don't know how.
Because of the corruption.
The corruption is awful, But I mean, it's a potentially as a resource. That country is just, it's so vital. It's crazy.
Did you have to mastermind how to get her sisters back? Were you in charge of that?
No, they had. We had people from the FBI trying to help, and some of the people in law enforcement here working with AFI, which is their equivalent of the FBI in Mexico.
And do you have to pay off the kidnappers, or is there a policy?
I'm not sure exactly what the details ended up being, but I know something had to go down, and I think eventually they actually caught the kidnappers.
Wow.
And I think they're in jail now. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, horrible.
Do you feel helpless?
Experience.
I mean, is it
You're totally helpless. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
Nothing you can do, and what you do know is these are not people who make idle threats.
No.
These are people who don't care. They have nothing in life. So for
You're
them,
not dealing with a rational person.
No, for them, and if you see them, if you saw these thugs when they were lined up, when they were caught, they're like street bums.
Right.
They're nothing. They're urchin. And it's sad to think that they would just take people's lives and do that to them.
Do you ever wish you married a girl from Maryland? I mean, you wouldn't have to deal with all this Mexican stuff. You know what I mean?
Is Maryland safe?
Maryland is very safe. Nothing happens there.
Right.
It's unreal.
Right.
Jesus, what a life you're having.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. It's a wild ride.
And how's the sex life with Talia? Is it still going strong?
Stronger than ever.
She puts out?
It's like riding a wild horse.
Hall & Oates was your first big claim to fame, right?
Yes.
You discovered them?
I was working for a music publisher at the time, which was Chappell Music, which was the world's largest music publisher then.
How do you get that job?
I had a job previous to that, which was in a smaller publishing company that I was able to luck out and get. Chappell then bought that company, and the head of Chapel called me and said, we'd like you to work here. So I lucked out.
So
I was making all of $200 a week, and I was thrilled. I thought
you were a young guy starting out.
I thought that was terrific and a lot of money.
Were you one of those guys that was a musician and like, hey, it wasn't working out, so maybe I'll go into the other side of the business?
I started as a musician.
What do you play?
I played guitar, drums, bass.
Oh, shit, I'll jam with you.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, I play, what is this called, Fred?
Cajon.
Cajon. Yeah, sure. Yeah. You want to jam sometime? I love that. I didn't know you played.
Yeah.
Oh, so you were a guy, you wanted to be in a band?
Yeah, I was in a band. I mean, that's what I did. That's what I wanted to do.
Right, and it didn't work out.
Took some acting lessons, thought I was going to be a big actor, all of that.
It just didn't work out.
So around the age of 19, I woke up and said, maybe I could do this and be, on the other side of the desk and actually help people do what I want to do.
So was Hall & Oates the first guys you met who actually had some talent?
Got this job within the first 6 months. These two guys literally walk in my office and sit down and play me some songs, and I was like, you got to be kidding me.
Right.
It was then the greatest thing I had ever heard.
Hits after hits.
And that was it.
You knew they had hits.
I knew they had hits, and I knew they had... Daryl Hall's one of the greatest male singers in the world.
Does it pain you that you're on the outs with those guys?
The outs with who?
Hall & Oates, are you?
No,
I thought you were. Because Hall & Oates, I've had Daryl in here, and he goes, Tommy was our manager. We never made any money. All my money went out the window. And blah, blah, blah. Was that because he was a bad businessman, or is he accusing you in some way of being a bad businessman?
We were young kids. We were. I was literally 20 years old, and they were 25 or whatever.
Right.
And we were starting out. So, what they don't realize is all the fancy tours that they wanted to do with all the production that they demanded, cost money. And when you start looking at all of that, and it starts to cost millions of dollars, and you have 15 trucks instead of 3 trucks, well, there you go.
Wow.
So things go on like that, and then...
And you try to step in, and you try and tell an artist, look, it is a business.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And by the way, the sales and the money at that time was nothing compared to what it became.
Right.
I mean, if you made a few $1 million, which was a lot of money, that was a lot. Okay, but that can easily dissipate if you're spending it on tour and staging and stuff like that. So compared to where you can get windfalls of tens of millions, as the 90s went on, they benefit from that.
I mean, it must have cut through you when Michael Jackson, for example. I mean, the negative stuff is what I'm focusing on. All the artists who are grateful to you, that's great.
Right.
But when like Michael Jackson, who you really believed in and you really went to business with, turns on you, blames you for his failure. It's got to be. It's brutal because it's all public.
Yeah, I mean, I woke up one day. I was actually sitting out in Sag Harbor somewhere, and and Talia called me and said, you got to come to the television. So I put on CNN, and I see him standing there with Sharpton at this Action Network whatever rally, right?
Right.
And I see, and he's standing there and he's talking, and it's about black artists in the music business and blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden, pulls out this poster. And it's a picture of me with devil horns on my head, right?
Oh,
and I'm looking at this and I'm going, okay, now what? Then he says this and he says that and he says,
you're the devil.
I'm a devil, I'm a racist, I'm all of this stuff, right? And I'm looking, I'm going, you got to be kidding me, right? Now, we had released Invincible about a month prior to that. The single had come out probably a month prior to that.
Right.
Both of them were sort of uneventful compared to his former successes. So,
and what had happened between that time with his career? Weren't all those allegations happening?
Yeah,
everything
there was a lot converging.
It was a perfect storm. Everything converged at once, and everything sort of fell on him.
Tommy, was it a good record?
It was an okay record. It was not nearly as good as some of his other records.
What's the best record you were ever responsible for? I mean, what is the thing that you take the most pride in your career?
You mean of any record?
Any record that you put out when you were the president of that record company.
Oh, there were so many. My God, I don't know. I mean, I had the privilege of, working with Billy and Bruce, who write and produce all their own music. I mean, being able to stand alongside those people and say, and have them play their new music for you.
Yeah.
The privilege and the honor of that, seriously, for me was, that was it.
You miss running a record company?
Not really, because I think the things that are going on now, it's almost like working up against, an avalanche. and working against the tide because of what's going on out there with sales.
Yeah.
You know, if you have a #1 record, you'll sell 100,000, which is like, okay, so.
Yeah, like you look at an Adele now, like, who actually got lucky, not lucky, but sold a lot of records. If you take a look at a guy, like even like Foo Fighters have a success.
Right.
They don't, like, the dollars they would have made.
Exactly.
Back in the day.
Exactly. You know, I mean, the continuity and the consistency to develop artists is not the same because the economics will not allow it.
Are you on good terms with Billy Joel now?
Oh yeah, Billy.
What about
I
Bruce?
talked to Billy. Oh yeah, absolutely.
All these guys.
Yeah. We had dinner with Billy.
I know.
Yeah.
In
fact, we'll probably see him next week.
We are going to see him next week.
Yeah.
See, look at me, Robin.
Are you two a couple now?
Oh, I go to dinner with Tommy all the time. Tommy and I have fun, and
Howard
Tommy
has the best wine.
That's right, because you know what? Tommy gives it to me.
Exactly.
Oh my!
I make sure this way.
It's yeah.
I don't blame you.
He came up my ass. He goes, "Here, why don't you serve this?" Too much, and Tommy wears his horns at dinner.
Is that right? He brings them out
only at Howard's house.
Hey, how did you remember? Of course, you remember. Michael Jackson owned the Beatles catalog, a lot of the Beatles music, a lot of the publishing.
Yeah.